Good day everyone, my name is Graphics. In this video, we are told to convert or transform the figure that is displayed in the right hand side of the screen into isometric. The figure is in orthographic, we are to convert it into isometric, and it is in third angle projection. Just like you can see, if you look at this is the plan. This is the front elevation and this is the end view, and we're told to draw it in isometric projection. Now the first thing you have to do is to draw your isometric axis, right? So I can pick up this point from here, right? On that point, I place my t-square, my set square, my t-square. I'm going to draw a vertical line this way. You can see that. And I'll draw my x and y axis. That is incline that 30-degree. This is the first thing I'll do. Now doing that, the next thing I will do is starting my drawing from the front elevation. Now this is the front elevation here. This point here to this point here is this point to somewhere around here, and that is given as what? 100. Now you'll be surprised that you cannot see the 100 on the front elevation, but if you look at the figure on top of the front elevation, which is the plan, you realize that from this point to this point is equals to from this point to this point, and that is given as 100. So I'm going to place 100 here. So from here, this is 0, right, to 100, and this is 100. From 0 to 10 is 100, right? So the next thing I'll do, I will use my t-square and set square, and I'll project this upward this way. Now the next thing I'll do, if you look at the width, it's given as 50, right? And the width is the height of the plan. Look at the plan here, we have it to be 50, right? From here to here is 50, but you can move to the end view. This point here that is 50 is equals to this 2 point here, right? And that is what? 50. So I'm going to measure 50 at this point here. This is what? 50. From 0 to 5 is 50. And I'm going to project it up this way. You can see that? Now the next thing is the height. If you look at the figure very well, from the front elevation you cannot find the height there, but the height can be found on the end view, and that's given as 130, as you can see, because from here to here is given as 130, and that is the height. So I'm going to place it, measure my 130 from this point upward. This is 130 here. You can see that. And I am going to close it up, right? What I did here, that is what I will come and do here. I'll project here at an angle of 30-degree. I'll turn here also. I'll project here as another angle of what? 30-degree. And I'll move here too. I'll project here at another angle of what? 30-degree. And I'll close it up. So what I use to draw here, I'm going to use it to draw here also. You can see that? So I have successfully brought out the shape of my box that I want to carve out that figure from. Now we'll start from the front elevation. Discover the front elevation is on this plane because from here to this 4 points here is one plane, here is another plane, and here another plane. So we have three plane, three dimension. That we'll call it isometric projection. You will be seeing 3 points, 3 places at the same time, 3 planes at the same time, which is this, and this. So I want to start with the front elevation by drawing it on this plane. Now, because if you look at the figure, it is facing this direction here, right? So I'll start. Now, if you look at here, we believe that from the top here to this point here is thickened, right? Just like it's shown in the figure, from here to here is thickened. So I'm going to thicken this point from this point to this point, right? That is what we have there. Then if you look at it again, from here to here, which is from here to here, is also thickened. So I'm going to thicken here too. You can see that. Now the next thing is from this point to this point is given to be 10, and it is this point to somewhere around here. So I'll measure 10 from here to somewhere around here. I'm going to measure 10 from this point here, so from 0 to 10. Now let's thicken it once and for all. And I'll bring it down. Before then, I'll bring it down with the faint line first because I'm not sure of the extent of the line. So I'll just bring this down a little bit with my faint line. You can see that. Now, if you look at from here to here, it is given as from here to somewhere around here is given to be what? 20, right? As you can see there. So I'm going to measure 20 from this spot here. Measure 20. This 20 here, right? And I will just thicken it once and for all. Then, if you look at the diagram very well, it is closed. It is touching this line here. So I'm going to just cover this up. You see that? And I'm going to do this also, cover it up. You can see that? Now if you look at the diagram again, from the plan looking from the top, so we're focusing on this diagram here. Discover that from the top we have this thickness, as you can see from here to here, which will be somewhere around from here to here, right? And that is also giving us what? As 10. So already we have 10 here. So with the help of my instrument, my set square, my t-square, I'm going to draw a parallel line to that point. This way. You can see that. That is what we have there. And I'll close it up also. You can see that. And also, I'm going to close it up so. Now we've done that aspect. Now the plan is telling me that whatever is from this place to this place is focused on this platform here, because this is telling me that it's not on the top here but at this side here. So what I will do is I'm going to bring this down. I'll bring this down and I'm going to close it up to this point, and also I'll bring it up to this point. Then close here. First of all, since now we've done that, now the next thing we want to do here is that we are told that there are, if you look at this plane here from the end view, you see that uh we have an opening, right? Now what we'll do here is from here to the center of the first, for the center of the opening, the first center of the opening is given as what? As 30, and the other one is given as well from that point 30, then 85. So what I'll do is I'm going to take my meter rule and let me extend this to this point here. From this point I'll measure 30. You can see that this is 0 to this point is what? Is 30. That is for the first center. Are we good? Then from that point again I'll measure 85 to lead me to the second center. This is 85 here. Then I'll take my set square, t-square. I'm going to just do this. So that's where the center of the second opening is. Now the next thing is we want to draw that curve that is there. So I need to get the center of this figure here, right? Because it is centralized. So I'll get the center of the figure. And we know from here to here is 50, also from here to here is also 50. So I'm going to get the half of 50, and that will be what? 25. So I'm going to measure 25. So this is 10, 20, and this 25 here, right? And with the help of my t-square and set square, I don't have to come and measure 25 here. I'll just project my point from this point down here. So that means here also is the center of that point. Now if you look at from the figure here, we're told that the thickness of that opening here is given to be 11, right? And 11, if you divide 11 by 2, we're having 5.5. Is that taken? So what you do here is you can come somewhere in your booklet, let me see here, and you measure 11 first of all. So from here to here is 11, right? This is 11 here, and you can bisect it to get the center of 11. So if I bisect it this way, right, I'll have this. Let's see that. I'll have this way. I'll bisect it. I want to get the center of 11, which is 5.5, right? So from here to this point here, so when this line passes through here, so that is the center of 11. So I can easily take my compass, place it at the beginning of the line, right, to the center of the line. So that will be my 5.5. So I'll move it and place it here, and I'm going to get this center here, and I'm also going to get this center here. You see that? So I can easily use my instrument to project those points down, just like I did for the center line. You can see that? So we've gotten the center there. So mean from here to here now is given as what? 11, right? So the next thing you do is for you to draw that arc that is there. and now we will now use the knowledge of your isometric circle, your iso circle, to draw it, which is the approximate method to draw your um, isometric curve there. So what I will do here is this. I will take my compass. I'm going to take my compass. I will extend here up, and I also extend here up. Then I'll take the half of it I carried earlier, which is given as what? 5.5, which is this radius here, and I'll place it at this point. I'll mark up, and I'm going to mark down, right? I'll come here also, I'll do the same thing too. I'll mark up, and I'm going to mark down here. I'll extend this also. So what I'm going to do is I'll close them up so that will form a box. If you watch my previous video, for you to get your iso circle, you have to bring out a box. So I'm having this. You can see that. I'll come here also. I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to close it up too. Now, I'm now going to draw an inclined line joining the longest diagonal, which is this. I'm also drawing this, which is this. You can see that. Now, what I'm going to do is, there's a thickness inside. I'm going to draw a semicircle here as shown in the figure at the end of the elevation, which is this elevation here. I'm going to draw a curve here and also another curve here. So because it is too small and my compass cannot really penetrate that box, I'll now make use of my French curve. Now this is how you can use French curve whenever you're dealing with isometric projection. Now this is my French curve, right? I'm dealing with 11, so I will look for the best circle that will fit into this box, right? So if I should take 14 is fitting in. 14 is fitting in, but not really. I'll take 15, and 15 is not really okay. 15 is okay. So when I place it this way, you can see that. Then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw an arc this way. You can see that should fit into the box. I'll come again. I'll take this one here. I'm going to do the same thing. You can see that. I'm going to do the same thing. Ensure it fits into the box. There's another one here. So it saves you time and energy. Now the next thing I'll do is I should be seeing through. There's a through there, right? So what I'll do is I'm going to extend this inward this way. You can see that. I'll do the same thing here too, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that. And I'll measure 10 because the thickness of this is 10. So I'll measure 10 in. So from 1 to 0 is 10. So from this point, right, straight down to this point here is my 10. You can see that. And I'll do the same thing here too. I'll measure 10 from 1 2.0 is 10. Start again. So what I'll simply do here, I'm going to draw my box at that point there. I'll draw my box at that point there. I'll draw the box at that point there. Then drawing the diagonal. The center here. So I'm going to take that same French curve, place it in that box, 15 here, and I'm going to do the same thing. Right? So when I do that, this first of all, if I should close it up from this point straight down to this point. You see that? So I'll take the 15 to know what I will do. So I'm measuring it. Ensure that it fits into the circle perfectly. So you can see that. So at this point here, this is what we have here. This is what I did here. And I'm going to, from that point, take it upward to touch somewhere around here. Start taking. So we'll take it upward there. Start taking. And I'll close it up too. This is what we have here. Now the next thing we're going to do is to draw the circle here. As you can see in the question, we're going to draw the circle here. That again. So I'm going to draw the circle. So I can easily close it up. And also close it up. And also close it up too. Then here too. And here. Now if you look closely, the next thing that we have here is the circle that is placed on this plane here. As you can see from the plan, that there's a circle that is placed there, and the distance from this point to the first circle, from the first circle is what? Is 40, by the distance from this first circle to the second circle is what? Is 35, right? So what I'll do is, first of all, get the center of the circle, and the center is sharing a common center with this, which is 25. So this is 25 here, and I'll just extend it to this point. So what I'll just do is, I'm going to measure the 40 first from here. Let me use this my instrument here. From here, I will measure 40. After 40, then do 0, 10, 20, 30, and it will be 30. So with the help of my instrument, C square and C square, I'll project this up this way. I'll also project this up this way with my faint line. So draw a parallel line to this. parallel line to this, and also another parallel line to this using your faint line. So this is the two centers of what? Of the circle. And the radiuses of the circle is given to be 17.2. That is the diameter. So half of 17.2 will give us that will be, so that will give us 10.5 approximately, right? So that will give us 8.5 approximately. So what I'll do is I can easily measure my 17. Let's do that again here. Draw my meter rule, measure 17. This is 15, 16 is 17 here. 0.2 somewhere around here. That was right. And I'll take my compass. I'm going to bisect it. So this is better and more accurate. Take my compass is here. I'll bisect it at this point. Strike an arc. Another one. Come here. Do the same thing here and here. Then you draw your line that will be going through the center. This is where they meet. So I'm going to take my compass and take distance from here to here. That'll give me the half of 17.2. And I'll come to the center here. I'll place it here. I'm going to mark left. I'll mark right. Mark top and bottom. Come here, do the same thing. Top, left, right, and this point here. So doing that, this is what we have here. So I'll close it up to form a box. So place it this way. Also this way too. I'll do this too. I'll close it up. And here too. Then I'll close it up too. And here too. While I'm doing that, I'm going to draw a diagonal, like the longest diagonal here. I'll draw it. This is the longest diagonal passing through the center. I'll have this. I'll do the same thing here too. I'll have this, right? So the next thing you do is you can use your French curve and look for this ellipse that will fit in this circle here. It can be this, it's not this, right? So I'll take the other one here. So at least this is the best fit to it. See that? So I'll just use my rule, my pencil. I'm going to draw this. You can see that. I use this for that. Then I'll come to the next one also. I'll do the same thing. So this is what we actually have. I'm going to so we have so sitting in perfectly, right? Now the next thing is we're given the depth from here to be given to be 11.5, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this downward this way, and on that point I'm going to measure 11.5. So this is 11 is somewhere around here. This is where we're going to stop here, right? So I can just do the same thing here too. So I can do the same thing here too. This is 11.5 here, so here it is also 11.5. So at that point, I'm going to draw a box. Draw a box here, and draw another box here. So close it up. This is closed up here. So I'll close it up here. And I'll do the same thing here too. I'll close it up. You can see that. So I'll join the longest diagonal here, from here to here. Here is the longest diagonal. And the other circle, so what I will do here, this is the longest diagonal here. I can just close it up this way. And if you look at, I said the diameter of that smaller circle, if you look at, there's a smaller circle inside, and the diameter is going to be 10.8. So I'm going to take half of it, which will be approximately 5.4, right? So I'll take my meter rule. I'm going to measure 5.4 on my meter rule this way. This is 5.4, somewhere around here. And I'll place it at the center here. Then I'll mark left, right, top, and bottom. And I'll just close it up. I'll just close it up. With the help of my set square, my French curve, I'll look for the circle that best fits this box here. And I'm saying this. Can you see that? So this is giving me an insight of how the box will look like. So I'll just do it here. You see what I did here? So with the help of that too, I'll do it here too. I don't have to come and start constructing here too also. We can see that. We are going to also, if you look at it this way, if you look at the diagram, that external circle also has a base too. From the end elevation here, you can see that there's another external circle here, which is at the same diameter as the one on top, right? Like a ball. So what I'll do is, what I used to draw this, right? I am going to bring it down here also to fit into that box here. And this is what I'll be having. This is what I am going to be having. This is what I'm going to be having. And this also. So this is giving me an insight. So this is what we have here. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.